and the residents at Dixie Manor, which I came and I asked, don't get mad at me. I miss y'all names up all the time. Miss Mayotte for something. And, that's what I'm talking about. Just being in that neighborhood, knowing exactly what we need, knowing that we want a better standard of living. And that's all that we ask for, exactly what the mission stands for, clean, decent, affordable living. And that person should understand, those people should understand that it's going to be on the board. So, once again, I want to thank you. I do greatly appreciate that you all listen to us and, well, first of all, heard us and listened and took action. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to comment, make any public comment before we hear any board applicants? All right, then we'll proceed to board interviews. And at first, we're interviewing for the Boca Raton Housing Authority. I see some applicants in the room who would like to speak first. Please come forward, give your name and address, and you'll have up to 5 minutes. Welcome.
All right, my name is Fabiola Bernier, 1350 North Dixie Highway, Boca Raton. Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for allowing me to come here and to interview. I'm happy to stand before you. You may know me as a community advocate for Pearl City, a person that makes flyers and newsletters, or the person who came to you a couple months ago to address issues at Dixie Manor regarding the pest control issues. But I want to give you a little bit of a background story of who I am. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, the city of innovation and creativity. And inside Boston, Massachusetts is a community called Dorchester. It's very culturally rich, diverse, very similar to Pearl City. And that's one of the things that I love, how they're so similar. Of course, Dorchester is 3 times bigger, or maybe even more, but still, there's still a lot of history there that I love about it, or I love both how they have similarities. And when I came to live here, I felt like I was a part of that community immediately. But I came from a single mom who worked sometimes 3 jobs to provide me with private education. And she instilled in me education is most important. So much so that I ended up going back to school when I first moved to Dixie Manor. I had the opportunity to go back and get my education and became a teacher, a history teacher. And, education from my mom was so important. And in this community, I feel the same way. We need to educate our community. And one of the things I want to do is to impact my community through education and to serve them. I want to serve them the most impactful way. And one of the ways I feel like is going to be more impactful, besides advocating for my community, is also to be a part of a board like the Housing Authority that makes decisions for my community, not just for myself, but for my community that I live in. I feel like that's one way to really reach out and speak up for my community. So I hope that I've explained to you why I want to serve, because I really feel like I'm a part of this community and I want to be the person that changes things for us in Dixie Manor and Pearl City. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other applicants present?
Mr. Mayor?
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
Ms. Bernier, sorry, questions. I didn't ask if there were any.
Yes. So I think there are some key questions that I think I would like to ask everyone the same questions, because I think we have quite a few applicants, and I think since we decided to expand this board, it's important to the position. Yes. So first of all, the first question I will ask is, have you attended Housing Authority meetings?
Absolutely, I have.
The second question is, do you see the need for redevelopment in Dixie Manor?
I do.
And do you understand that there needs to be displacement, although hopefully manage displacement.
I understand that that may be inevitable, but I hope that working on the Housing Authority Board, that I can be a voice for for everybody, so that way it's done correctly.
Okay, those are my 3 questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any others? Thank you, Ms. O'Rourke.
Okay.
All right, anyone else? Thank you, Ms. Bernet. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello. So my name is Vida Smith. You can hear my accent. I'm from Africa, and I will tell you a little bit about me. That's why the reason why I'm here.
Thank you. And can you please include your address, Ms. Smith?
Pardon?
Can you include your address, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
823 Villa Circle, Boynton Beach, Florida, 33435. So the reason why I'm here this afternoon is, like I said, you can hear from my accent. I'm from Africa, Ghana. I came to this country in 2006 through marriage, and unfortunately, I was abused, and I had to leave my house. So I had 2 children with me, 2 and 3-year-olds. When I left, actually before then, I went from home to shelters, and 2010 was my last, 2019 was my last one. I said I wouldn't go back. And I'm sorry, I might be.
It's okay.
I hope you understand.
You're doing fine.
So, the police took me from my house with my 2 babies, a stroller, and a suitcase. So I went to AFTER. It's a domestic violence shelter. From AFTER, adopted family adopted us. So we were moved to Lake Worth apartment. And from there, that was when I had Section 8 through Boca Housing. And thank you all for your good work. And so through Section 8, I went through the FFS program, the family self-sufficient program. I graduated from the program in 2000 and let's say 3 years ago. So to make a long story short, when I went to adopt a family, I started going back to school. I did my GED, and then I did my A at Palm Beach State College. I went to FAU for criminal justice. Why am I doing all this? Because I wanted to serve my community. I wanted to make sure that women and children like me get the best service they deserve. And also be a mentor to most women and children and underprivileged individuals. And I think being part of this board, I'll be able to serve them better. So I went to FAU for my criminal justice, and because I thought I was going to be a lawyer so I can defend myself and most people who went through a lot like I did. But I couldn't do it. Why? Because daycare was hard for me and my kids. So I went through, I did education because there was more classes online that I could do. And I started working at FAU part-time. So I did my master's in education, and now I'm almost done. I'm doing my PhD. So I think I am, I'm sorry.
Don't be, that's all right. Take your time.
For people, black and brown people, and underprivileged individual out there, I think I'm a soft-spoken to them, for them. I think I'm going to be a great advocate for them. Not only just talking for them, but I think I can mentor more. I have started since I joined Boca Housing family self-sufficient board. I started joining the board. I started serving as a board member. I have been invited for more, I'm sorry. This is hard for me,
It's okay.
telling my story. I have been invited for speaking events for nonprofit organizations. I started last year, and I've done 5 or 6 speaking events. And what was the outcome? Everyone, every person that heard my story was encouraged to do better for themselves. I think people in this program and people that I'm going to serve doesn't only need the housing, but they need motivation to do better for themselves as well. I hope by 2 or 3 years, I'll be able to get off Section 8 because I'll be more self-sufficient to be able to take care of myself and my kids. And this is what I want for people. Not only people being there because they are just being subsidized, being helped by the government, but also, help themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Smith, and I want to commend you. I know it takes bravery to come up for someone who's never spoken before generally, but to tell your story and how you've overcome the challenges in your past to be an inspiration to others. Thank you for your words today.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for having me here.
All right, thank you. The 3 Deputy Mayor work, would you like to ask 3 questions again, please?
Have you attended any of the Boca Raton Housing Authority meetings?
Housing Authority meetings?
Well, this is the board that you're applying for.
Yes, please.
Have you attended any of their meetings?
I have been more involved with the self-sufficient program.
Okay, all right. It's really just a
Yeah,
simple yes
I
or
wasn't.
no.
Yes, actually, I wasn't aware of any board meetings that you need to because it wasn't a requirement.
No.
And yeah, I have.
It was not a requirement. I'm just want information.
No, ma'am.
That we have a lot of applicants, so it just helps us, decide what is the best direction to go in.
Yes, please.
Are you aware of the? Do you see a need for redevelopment of Dixie Manor?
I have been. Yes, please. I have been to Dixie Manor probably 4 or 5 times because that's where I found my taxes. And yes, of course, I think there's a need for redevelopment. And then also, because I work at FAU, I always pass there.
Okay.
And I feel like, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
And you understand the need for displacement during the process of redevelopment?
Yes, please. Of course. When
Okay.
there's redevelopment, people are going to be, moved, or things are going to be moved here and there.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. And I have a question, Ms. Smith. You're qualifying, and I know you're a Boynton resident. You're engaged in business. Is that business your work at FAU?
Yes, please. I work at FAU, and I am a PhD student at FAU.
And what do you, okay. All right, thank you. That answers that. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Ms. Smith. Any other applicants present? I know we must have some, so thank you. Yes, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Thank you guys for attending. My name is Jeline St. Martin, and I was born in Haiti, June 6, 1990, and I came here in 1994. On June 6, about a year and a half ago, a young boy was shot at Dixie Manors on my birthday. It really traumatized me. I have 4 children, and I care about the youth, and I want to make a change where I live at. I live at 1350 North Dixie Highway, apartment 41. I'm sorry. And I do believe that Dixie Manors do need a redevelopment for all that I've been going through. The furniture is teared up by